Once there was a man who had built an empire from nothing. He was a millionaire, respected and feared in business, admired for his wealth, but cold and distant at home. He lived in a luxurious mansion with his only son, a little boy named Daniel. The boy had lost his mother at a very young age, and though he had all the riches in the world, what he longed for was a mother's love. The millionaire thought he could fix this absence with money. He believed that by giving his son a choice of the finest women, he would find someone to replace the mother figure. One afternoon, the millionaire called Daniel and brought 5 wealthy, elegant women into the garden of their estate. Each of them wore long evening gowns, their hair styled perfectly, and their smiles filled with calculation. The millionaire looked at his son with authority and said, "Daniel, you must choose one of these women to be your new mother. They are beautiful, rich, and capable of giving you the life you deserve." Daniel's innocent eyes scanned each of the women. They looked graceful, but none of them made his heart feel warm. They smiled at him. Some knelt down pretending to be sweet. Others whispered promises of toys and adventures. But Daniel felt something missing. Their eyes carried ambition, not love. He did not want someone to simply act like a mother. He wanted someone who truly cared. As the tension grew, Daniel noticed someone standing at the side. It was Maria, the maid who had worked in their mansion for years. She was wearing her blue uniform, yellow cleaning gloves still on her hands, and she seemed startled to even be present in this moment. She had been sweeping nearby when suddenly all eyes turned toward her because Daniel's gaze wouldn't leave her. The boy pointed directly at Maria and said loudly, "I want her. I want Maria to be my mother." The millionaire froze, his jaw tightening. The 5 wealthy women gasped. Some of them laughed mockingly, and others looked insulted. Maria herself was shocked beyond words, her hand flying to cover her mouth. She had never imagined such a thing. She had cared for Daniel out of genuine affection, treating him with tenderness when no one else did. She told him bedtime stories when he couldn't sleep, comforted him when nightmares came, and never expected anything in return. The millionaire frowned. "Daniel, you cannot be serious. She is just a maid. She has nothing, no fortune, no high status. Look at these women, any one of them can give you more than she ever could." But Daniel's voice grew firmer. "Father, she gives me love. None of them look at me the way she does. They look at you, at your money. But Maria looks at me like she cares. I don't need a rich mother. I need someone who loves me." The millionaire's expression darkened. He was a man used to control, used to decisions being made by him. This was different. His son, the only person he truly valued, was defying him in front of everyone. For a moment, he considered forcing his choice, but then he remembered how lonely Daniel had been, how often the boy wandered around the mansion with sadness in his eyes. Maria stood trembling, unsure of what to say. She knew her place in society, knew that stepping into such a role was unthinkable. She whispered softly, "Daniel, I am just here to take care of the house. You deserve someone better." But Daniel shook his head stubbornly. "No, you are already my family. You are the one who hugs me when I cry. You are the one who makes me laugh when I am sad. You are already my mother in my heart." The millionaire's heart wavered at his son's words. It had been years since he felt emotion stir so deeply. For so long, he had measured life only by wealth and success. But at that moment, he realized his son saw something he himself had forgotten: the true value of love. The 5 wealthy women, feeling dismissed, excused themselves one by one, their pride wounded. The millionaire let them go, still unsure of what decision to make. Finally, he turned to Maria. "Maria, would you be willing to take on this role? You know what it means. It is not just about the boy's affection. It is about stepping into a family, into my world." Maria lowered her gaze. "Sir, I never imagined this. I am just a simple woman. I don't have riches to offer, only my heart. But if Daniel truly wants me, then I will love him as my own son for the rest of my life." The millionaire studied her carefully. In her eyes, there was no ambition, no hunger for wealth, only sincerity. He had dealt with countless people in business, and he could always read motives. Maria's heart was pure. For the first time in years, he felt a strange peace. That evening, the mansion was quieter than usual. Daniel held Maria's hand tightly, refusing to let go. The millionaire watched them from a distance, his mind still wrestling with the shift in his carefully planned world. Yet, he couldn't ignore the happiness on his son's face. That smile was priceless, something money could never buy. Days turned into weeks, and Maria slowly transitioned from being just the maid to being part of the family. She continued working around the house, but now with a new dignity. The millionaire noticed how the boy thrived under her care. He laughed more, played more, and his sadness faded. Maria's warmth transformed the cold halls of the mansion into a home. The millionaire began spending more time observing them. He watched as Maria read stories to Daniel in the evenings, as she taught him kindness by example, and as she spoke to him about life, with wisdom that came not from wealth but from struggle. The millionaire found himself drawn to her simplicity, her honesty, her strength. Slowly, he realized that Maria was not just what Daniel needed, she was what he himself had been missing. One night, he sat down with her. "Maria, when I first built this fortune, I thought money could solve everything. I thought I could buy happiness, even buy a family. But watching you and Daniel, I've realized I was wrong. You gave him what I never could, unconditional love, and you've given me something too, the chance to see what really matters." Maria's eyes softened. "Sir, money can buy comfort, but not love. Daniel only needed love, and perhaps you needed it too." From then on, their bond grew stronger. The millionaire no longer introduced Maria as the maid. He introduced her as part of the family. People whispered, shocked that a wealthy man of such stature would let his son choose a maid over rich women. But for the millionaire, the whispers didn't matter anymore. What mattered was the joy in his son's eyes and the peace in his own heart. Daniel, too young to understand the complexities of the world, had taught everyone around him a lesson far greater than wealth could teach. True family is not built by money or status, but by love, care, and sincerity. The mansion that once felt cold and distant was now filled with warmth. Maria, once a poor maid, was now the heart of the household. Daniel felt complete, and the millionaire, who once lived only for wealth, finally understood that his greatest treasure was not his fortune, but the family he had built through love. And so, in choosing the poor maid over the rich women, Daniel not only found a mother, but also changed his father's heart forever. The world outside might never understand, but inside that home, love reigned supreme.